Right.
Bum, bum, bum.
In 3, 2, 1, we go live.
Bum, bum, bum.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to show 223, Aussie Max Zone. And don't forget this week's sponsors, athwebhosting.com.au and aussietechradio.com. Famous people. Our Aussie Apple ramblings this week. But before I get there, we've got Glenn on this week instead of Garth, our Queensland companion. How are you, my friend?
Hello, boys. Good to be seen. How are you going?
Yeah, we're great.
Good. Good. Excellent.
Thanks for squeezing us into your busy schedule.
Oh, I do what I can. No problems. Good to be here.
And Zarn, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic to be here. Good to see you guys.
Excellent. So it's all about the money this week. Revenue and earnings per share hit new all-time records. So firstly, the active installed base of devices reached 1.3 billion in January. So that's active people using the device. So revenue, this is for 3 months. This is for October, November, and December 2017.
Do they break those active devices down?
No.
Okay.
No. They don't tell us that much, but it's a lot. That's their record too.
Okay.
So the revenue, $88.3 billion. That's US dollars, up 13%. Earnings per share, $3.89 US, up 16%. And international sales, 60% of quarter's revenue, and that's an all-time record. So we're thrilled to report the biggest quarter in Apple's history with broad-based growth that included the highest revenue ever from a new iPhone lineup. iPhone 10 surpassed our expectations and has been our top-selling iPhone every week since it shipped in November, said Tim Cook, Apple CEO. We've also achieved a significant milestone with our active installed base of devices reaching 1.3 billion. That's an increase of 30% in just 2 years, which is a testament to the popularity of products and the loyalty and satisfaction of customers. So what do you reckon about that?
That's a lot of devices, isn't it? That's out there. It would be interesting to know how many like iPhone 3s are in that mix, for example. But yeah, it's a lot of phones, a lot of money, and surprisingly surprises me. iPhone 10 is a big seller for considering the price that they are. But where do they go from here? Like they've got the iPhone 8 and now the special edition 10. Where to from here? Are they going to continue with the 9, or are they going to drop the 9 and just trajectorize the 10? What do you reckon?
I think they'll do another 9 with an LCD panel.
Yep.
And another 10 with the panel that it's got in there now. And then when we go to the iPhone 11 in 2 years' time, there's micro LED or pico LED or something now coming through.
So you think that they'll continue with numerically? Because with OS X, it seemed to have stopped at X, didn't it? 10.
Yeah.
You don't think the iPhone's going to fall into that hole?
Well, it can be iPhone 10.1, iPhone 10.2, because it's iPhone 10.13, isn't it?
I guess you don't probably could you foresee a future then where there's an iPhone 35? Because it's got to stop somewhere. It's
got to stop somewhere. Yeah, the numbers will stop somewhere.
I think they'll have to start renaming them, won't they?
Yeah. They could start. Maybe though they could start naming them after the OS X does the snow leopard and the leopard and the whatever. Maybe they'll pick something up like that.
Maybe they'll go with the new iPhone jobs or something like that.
Well, you never know. Because I can't see that they're going to get to a stage, like iPhone 136.
Yeah.
So if they get the one that doesn't quite work properly, so it's not going to be called the Lewinsky, is it?
Oh, there's a couple of jokes there, but I don't know.
We'll keep them under the table. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
So I've got some more figures for us.
Yes.
iPhones, they sold 77.3 million in the quarter. iPads, 13.2 million. And Macs, 5.1 million.
Jeez,
So they're still rocking them. They're still pushing them out. Like,
yeah, they're still going strong, aren't they? That's good. Yeah. They're seem to be doing a bit more stable than Bitcoin. So that's fever.
Yeah, but that was your fault. You bought it.
No, I bought Ripple.
Oh,
and then,
did you?
And the backside fell out of it.
You caused a ripple, yeah.
I did too. Yeah, so iPhone, because you got an iPhone 10, I don't have one.
I do, yeah, and loving it.
Yeah. How do you find it without the button? Got used to that?
No problem whatsoever. Yeah.
Yep, nice.
Yeah,
good.
Real quick.
Yep.
You just like you go back to the other devices and go, oh no, I can't do that. I've got to press this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Yes. So, is there any future for the GUI? Because it's been a bit the same, hasn't it? Really, since inception, it's not really changed. Do you think they should have?
Has any phone GUIs changed significantly?
No, probably not significantly.
But they've all changed a little bit.
There's been some big changes in Android phones. There's been some big changes.
Yeah, just like because I'm a bit of a fan of the widgets on the Android. But, although I don't have an Android, I'll let the iPhone, as I said. but yeah, I don't know. I just where's the iPhone going to go? You know, where's it heading? Do you think in the book?
They released a statement last week or something saying the next year's operating system, they're not going to have anything new in it. Like this, it's just a really knuckle down and make everything perfect one. Right. So, and then straight away people compare that to say like Leopard to Snow Leopard and Sierra to High Sierra. But Snow Leopard had significant changes even though you couldn't see them in the GUI and stuff, had significant structural changes. And so did like High Sierra to Sierra had significant structural changes, which didn't make everything super smooth. But they're saying that that's not going to happen in iOS. They're going to just buckle down, tidy up all the code, just really get into it.
I know. With the what was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. Then sorry. I was going down the track of so just all the different products that the Apple have got. So Tim Cook, he's
excellent.
Yeah, he's got the innovation team chugging along and
cracking along.
Yeah, that's the go. And I saw a stat about the iTunes apps that had hit a milestone as well.
Over the Christmas week. Yeah, we talked about that previously. Yeah, New Year's Day was its biggest day ever, and that week between Christmas and New Year's was its biggest ever. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And I think
that's like New Year's Day is in this quarter, not in that quarter. So everything's rocking along for them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, I'm not sure. Did you have a battery story coming up later, or not? Because I've got a question about batteries.
Okay, you can ask a question about batteries in a little while, but first, reminder: this week we are brought to you by athwebhosting.com.au. Affordable, competitive plans, 99.95% uptime, domain registration available, free setup, auto setup 24/7, instant activation. Accepts PayPal as well as other cards. We're just waiting for you to accept Apple Pay. Over 250 scripts installed with one click, including WordPress, Joomla, and many more. And my favourite, the cPanel, the industry standard user-friendly, feature-rich control panel. Exactly. All from $5.95 per month when paid annually, with a 24/7 ticket support system, which is friendly help when needed. because the guy is a superstar. I'm telling you.
Unless you ask a dumb question.
I
But most of the time it's helpful.
But you know what they say? There's no such thing as a dumb question. Only dumb people. No, I'm joking.
Now, what I was going to say now, do you want me to take Apple Pay, do you?
It needs to be on the list, I think.
I don't even know. How does that work over online? What do you put your phone up? I don't know, what, to the screen? I don't know.
No, but
how does that work?
It proves it, at least it proves it to you because of the finger recognition or the face recognition when you're doing the payment.
But how does it know what the details are? So what the web page?
Effectively, it's just another card.
Right. Okay. And then it waits for the authorization from your fingerprint.
Yeah.
From the phone. Okay. Rightio. Yeah. Okay. Well, I could look into that if you wish.
That would be a suggestion for us Apple tech heads.
All right.
But what do we know?
No, look, that is very doable. I could flick the switch on Apple Pay if you like. I'll put that on my to-do list.
So what's your battery question, young Glenn?
No,
we'll rate the question.
Yeah, well, it's not actually a question. It's more of something that I read through the week, and it was about how there could be legislation coming. I'm not sure if it's Australian or US legislation, but it doesn't really matter, does it? If it's well, it does matter if it's Australian because the Apple probably going to say get nicked. But if it's US legislation, but they want to make the devices be able to be batteries to be changed by you. They want like they're not sealed. They want the batteries to be changeable, I guess. So to prolong the life.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Why is that? Did you see that? Did you see that article?
No, I haven't yet. But the reason it won't is because then you'd go back to like 4 hours talk time instead of 8 or 10 hours, because then they've got to make the battery enclosed in plastic so it's safe. Because last week we had a video on, and it was a guy testing a battery in a Chinese shop where he bit the battery and it exploded in his face.
Oh dear, well, that's no good.
That's one of those stupid questions, right?
Well, we had something blow up in our face. Through the week, we bought we bought a alternative phone from Kogan, and on alternative, they threw in because it come from India, they put in the phone had an Indian, USB power adapter, and so
that's illegal to sell it with that. It's illegal in Australia to sell it with an overseas power adapter.
Really? Well,
anyway, absolutely guarantee it.
Well, they threw in the Australian one, right?
Yeah,
in the box. So this is for my daughter. So she gets it all out of the box, all excited, plugs it all in, and she plugs the phone in, plugs it all up into a power pack on the floor, turns it on, and just goes bang right in her face, blew up. And there's the thing there. I don't know if you can see all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just blew up. And all the lead is all black. And everything.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, and the worst thing was I don't want to go on about this, but the worst thing was that you couldn't contact Kogan for any help, and it took them about a week to even get back to my email requests. So like these products could have been dangerous. Numerous people could have potentially died if these products were truly unsafe across the board.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's so bad, and it just made me think twice whether this is what happens when you buy from these type of places. There's no customer service. It's rubbish.
I can give you a contact about the power supplies, and them not getting back to you straight away, because it is a safety matter.
It is.
And like a major safety matter, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, can you send that to me later on? Don't have to do it now.
Yeah, I will.
If that was to happen at night time and you didn't hear it, that could burn your house down.
Well, it flicked the switch. It flicked the fuse box. It switched the house off. Especially when it's in your face.
Yeah.
Because she was bent down, over it. Yeah, no, it was. Yeah. And she cried for half an hour.
I bet she did.
How's your daughter?
Pardon?
How old's your daughter?
12.
So, yeah, that would have terrified her.
Yeah. And so Kogan eventually got a hold of me. Well, sent back an email because I said to her, well, I don't know what damage to the phone this has done. And they go, oh, no, it hasn't done any damage. So I said, well, I want you to throw in a 5-year warranty, but they wouldn't do it. So anyway,
I'll send you the proper contacts.
Because as time went on, I was happy the next day if I could ring him for him to send me another unit, another power adapter. But as time went on, with no contact, I got crankier and crankier and crankier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm cranky.
Total lack of interest.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sorry for your daughter, my friend.
Oh, that's all right. She's over it now.
Apple becomes Malala Fund's first laureate partner, helps increase support for girls' education. We believe that education is a great equalising force, and we share Malala Fund's commitment to give every girl an opportunity to go to school, said Tim Cook. The Malala Fund is an advocacy group that champions every girl's right to 12 years of free, safe, and quality education. Apple is becoming the fund's first laureate partner to help significantly expand education and advocacy efforts. With Apple's support, Malala Fund expects to double the number of grants awarded by its Gulmarki network and extended funding programs to India and Latin America, with the initial goal of extending secondary education opportunities to more than 100,000 girls. So,
very good.
That's great news.
Yeah.
So where's that? Is that Malala? Is that like a country?
Malala? No, it's an organisation called the Malala Fund. Yeah.
And where are the kids? Is it in the US or
all over the world?
Right.
But they so they can extend funding to India and Latin America, but they're already doing it to other places as well.
Girls only.
Yeah.
Girls only?
Yep.
Yeah. Because it's for places that don't consider girls equals, shall we say? Whereas we know they're the boss, don't we?
That's right.
Exactly.
You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life.
That's exactly right. We live by that here.
You got to test it sometimes.
I test it on a daily basis, but still.
That's why he looks like he's got a black eye.
That's right. That's not a look.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Apple did not consider how battery replacement program would impact iPhone upgrades. After all the hullabaloo of the battery issue and etc. So during the earnings call covering the first quarter of 2018, Apple, that's the financial quarter, Apple CEO Tim Cook was asked whether investors should be concerned about slowing upgrade rates due to Apple's battery replacement program and the fact that consumers may opt to replace their batteries instead of purchasing a new iPhone. In response, Cook said that he couldn't answer because it wasn't something that Apple took into account. Apple did not consider in any way, shape or form what it would do to upgrade rates, said Tim Cook. We did it because we thought it was the right thing to do for our customers. I don't know what effect it will have on our investors. It was not our thought process of deciding what we've done. In the same answer, Cook said the iPhone has fantastic reliability and that the previously owned market is continually expanding. Obviously, now that we've got 1.3 billion active units, with customers handing down older phones and using trade-ins to get new devices. Cook said he believes customers handing their devices down is a positive because the more people on iPhone, the better. And I agree.
Well, it's not just that. I think there's something that's missed in all of this sort of conversation is that, and everyone's all, for the climate change and, whatever and this and that and, going crazy about all this stuff. But, like if these phones are unrepairable or whatever after 2 years or so, well, then that's just wasted Earth's resources thrown away. Like I reckon
that's right. Yeah.
The battery should be changeable. I think people should change the batteries and get as long as you can out of the device, and let's try and save the Earth's rare minerals. That's save the rare minerals. That's my new charge.
Well said. I agree. Well said.
So I reckon that everything should be repairable and open it up, and
Yep.
interesting to say that I hear that Tim Cook doesn't really, they didn't, run the numbers, because obviously that would be probably a bit of a simple, straightforward first up question you would think about, is then people aren't, they're going to replace their battery rather than buy a new phone. I don't know. I reckon, when you talk about Apple people, they are a special breed, and they do like the up to date devices.
Yep.
So I think I agree with Tim that they'll go hand me downs to the kids or to whoever.
Yep.
And the parents will buy the latest one. I can't see too much of a dip. There probably will be a dip, but not too much, I wouldn't imagine.
No, it'll rock on. But obviously, it's still the hand me down thing's working, because otherwise those other numbers wouldn't be going up, would they?
Well, that's right. And there's nothing wrong with a hand me down. Like,
no way.
I've still got a 6S Plus. I don't have the latest iPhone or anything like that, and it still works fantastically. I will update it, but I'm not going to update it right now because I don't need to.
No,
it may need a new battery, but I'd prefer to pay the money for the new battery, and then later down the line when the 10 does become the next model, I might trade up then when it's a little bit cheaper for me to buy.
Yeah. Like I've still got the 6S, and geez, I'd be stoked if someone gave me an 8.
Yep.
You'd be stoked.
You would.
But
or a 7, Michael, or even a 7 would be good.
They're all good phones. They're all good phones. but just the 10 is an awesome phone. But it is.
We know Michael's got a drawer full of them.
Oh.
Just for testing purposes only, review purposes only.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But if
anyone wants my opinion about the 10 that I ordered within 2.5 minutes of it going on sale, that's me, and I got it. Yes,
yeah.
And I still believe in it. Yep.
What color did you get?
Black.
Nice, good boy.
Goes with a sticker on the back of my case properly.
What goes? What?
I put a branding sticker on the back with my company logo on it. With the see-through piece. And it's not black anyway; it's silver. I should say anyway. It's a black face. But,
there it is.
Silver background. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Look, there's my little success.
Yeah. And see, sizes and everything.
No, that's right. How do you know if the battery's going? Is there any physical? Apart from it,
you're not getting as much time out of the battery as you once were.
Or it crashes when you start asking it to do something that's fairly intensive. It'll crash.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, which is what they turned off. It'll actually slow down significantly.
Yeah.
But there is a way of looking on your phone what it is, and in 11.3 coming up, there will be a way of telling, and then you can choose whether you want it to crash or whether you want it to slow down.
Right. I'll give that a shot. I'll try both. But
of course you will.
Yeah. See what happens.
Yeah. So here's one for I know a lot of people are interested. Nintendo officially announces new Mario Kart game coming to iOS.
Woohoo!
Mario. Yep. Mario Kart is under development, whilst specifics remain unclear. The company says the game will be released sometime in the next 13 months.
God.
The news of a Mario Kart game for iOS comes following Nintendo's previous release of Super Mario Run and Animal Crossing. For years, avid Mario Kart fans have wondered why Nintendo was so reluctant to bring Mario Kart to smartphones, but that is seemingly no longer the case. Nintendo is staying quiet regarding details of Mario Kart for smartphones. The game will be called Mario Kart Tour, with a release coming in sometime before March 2019. More specific release information is unclear at this point, unfortunately.
Why the big, the big hullabaloo about Mario? Is it
It's nostalgia for one. Nintendo, the oldest running gaming company, now that still has an active role in console gaming, and they're stepping over to smartphone technology so you can play it anywhere you want to go. Mario Run was a massive hit I've got Mario Run. I'm a big gamer. I can play Mario on the train. I can, do it when I'm meant to be working, that sort of stuff.
Good. So is Mario Run, is that an old game?
No, it's a new Mario game.
Right.
It's on the platform for your smartphone. You can get it on your iPhone, and the graphics are fantastic. It's it's the same old Mario platform level sort of game, and you've got your nostalgic levels where you're on the ground. The music's sort of the same, but all the graphics are up to date. And
Right, okay.
and
Nice.
it's a really fun game. And there's little, like in the old Mario's, there's little bits where you have to go and sort of bet that you're gonna pull a thing and hopefully win something, and and it's got all that, the nostalgia of a great Nintendo game. So I think Mario Kart will be that. It'll be a big thing. It really will.
Okay.
I can't wait. I love Mario Kart. I got it when it first came out on the Super NES, and I hopefully when it comes out, I'll get it on my phone.
So was Mario's first outing, is it Mario that was in Donkey Kong?
Well, yes, it is Mario in Donkey Kong. He wasn't called Mario when he was in Donkey Kong. It wasn't until he had his own release that he became Mario. But Nintendo has said that, yes, the character in Donkey Kong was our basis for Mario. Therefore, he is sort of Mario.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. They should bring all those old games back.
You can also get a bunch of Sega games on your iPhone. So Sega have done a big release. And so you can get Altered Beast and, a couple of the Golden Axe. What have I been playing? I've been playing an Atari game. Remember, you shoot the ball, hits the bricks come down, and you get the points, and you've got to move the little platform. I can't remember the name of it right now, but yeah, I've been playing that.
Yeah, on the Apple, that was called Little Brick Out on the old Apple II computers.
Yeah, I think it's called Brick Out, or it's it's something similar to that. And yeah, the Atari version, because you can also get some Atari games, Pitfall and stuff like that. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I used to like the Atari.
Yeah, me too. So
yes,
yeah.
You poor old fellas. I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Sorry, we've got to go back to the old, tennis and Pong.
Oh my god!
I still got Pong on my watch.
Was it ColecoVision? Oh,
ColecoVision. Yeah.
Oh my god!
The
That was
first
terrible.
one I bought because it had the car racing game.
Yep, I remember playing that. It was an F1 game as well. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Even for then, it was horrible.
What about that? It was a Knight Rider or something. Night Driver.
Outrun.
Atari.
Outrun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew what you were talking about it. Yeah, Outrun.
Yeah, good old games. Yeah. You can't. I've got the Xbox 360, and the games I play all the time is I'll fire up Dig Dug, I'll fire up Lager, Rally X, and Spaceys and Frogger. There they are. They keep me happy.
Yeah, I've got the Xbox One. At the moment, I'm playing Horizon 3 or Forza Horizon 3. So it's an Aussie-based race game, so you can build Tiranas, Monaros,
nice.
Sandmans, GTHOs, all escorts, Commodores. You got the VL and VK Commodore in it.
Is that released like around the world, or is it just Australia?
Released around the world. So,
sweet.
Yeah, and I play that a lot now. And
what's that called?
It's Forza Horizon 3. You may be able to still get it for Xbox 360. I'm not sure, but they still got Xbox 360 games at EB and stuff like that, so you may be able to pick it up.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Yeah. That's cool.
All right, sorry, Michael, we took over your... took over with video games.
Fine by me.
You know what I'm like. As soon as you start talking video games, I just lose my mind.
So a reminder, this week we are brought to you by Aussie Tech Radio at www.aussietechradio.com. That's got the Aussie Tech Security Podcast and the famous award-winning Aussie Tech Heads podcast, and in the new show, Aussie Tech Crypto, the newbie crypto with an Aussie perspective.
Yep.
Yeah, is that rocking on, Glenn? Is it doing good?
Yes, they're all doing good. Yeah, the Aussie Tech Crypto is interesting. It started first episode, get all the way back to what is it all about and blah blah blah. All the way they're going to touch on different topics all through the weeks as the weeks go on. And like the cryptocurrencies are, they're a bit of a flavour of the month. I saw an Australian one came out, the Australia coin.
Australia.
So there's all these different coins. I don't know how they get made or what, but anyway, it's all interesting. And yeah, the Aussie Tech Radio, you don't have to listen to it on the web. You just grab and download the TuneIn Radio app. So it's on every platform you can think of under the sun. So download the TuneIn Radio app, search for Aussie Tech Radio, bang, you're away.
And has it still got New Zealand podcasts on it? Or are we all Aussie ones on there now?
Just Australian at the moment. Yeah, the New Zealand ones stopped.
Yeah.
So I haven't been really searching for more, but if anyone's got any podcasts I'd like to put up on the radio, give me a email, glenn@aussietechheads.com.au.
That's very easy, isn't it? Just
Excellent.
like us.
Thanks, Glenn.
I do all the work. You just email me.
Now, Steve Wozniak explains one big problem he has with the iPhone 10. After initially holding out picking up an iPhone 10, Steve Wozniak said last month that Tim Cook sent him one. While he hasn't shared much about his thoughts on the flagship phone to date, last week he described some of his biggest frustrations with the iPhone 10 in a talk at the Nordic Business Forum in Stockholm. Wozniak didn't share strong feelings when he announced that he wouldn't be picking up an iPhone 10 right away, but rather he was satisfied with his iPhone 8. I'm happy with the 8, which is the same as the 7, which is the same as the 6 to me. But after Cook sent was a 10, he shared a reserved endorsement saying, I kind of liked it. However, his latest thoughts on the iPhone 10 share criticism of the device. As reported by Business Insider, during his talk last week at the forum, he brought up something that makes him mad, which is when computers and machinery trick you. And he used the iPhone 10 as an example. The power button on the side does different things. If you click it quickly or if you click it twice, and a different thing if you click it a third time. He went on to explain that I like things to be as simple and understandable and direct. As Business Insider notes, he thinks these iPhone 10 issues go against Apple's vision of creating intuitive, simple devices.
Really?
He brought up the different actions when you press the side button with other buttons. If you push it with the volume, it does one thing. If you push it and hold the volume, it does something else. So, yeah.
I guess you could say that, like, to counter that statement or his feedback, I'd say that, well, just push it once. Don't worry about the other features. Just use it as an off and on or whatever. But I get where he's coming from. Like, I listen to podcasts and I've got the headphones, and then I think if I want to fast forward something, you click it twice. But then if you click it twice too slow, Siri comes on, then the podcast stops and you lose your place. You can't get back easily, and you've got to then actually look at the phone and sort it out. But look, I'd be behind.
If you're
I'd be behind.
Sorry, if you're clicking it too slow and Siri comes up, and then you have to get rid of Siri, it should actually pause your place, and then once you've asked Siri that question, you should just keep playing. If it's not doing that, I don't know why.
Yeah, look, I might have pushed another couple of things, but I don't know, trying to get it back, and I might have actually skipped podcast episodes or something.
Yep.
So I've probably done that, but you're probably right. When I did come back to that one I was listening to, it probably was at the spot. But yeah, I'd be behind I'd like Was to come back into the fold a bit, and maybe as a spiritual head of the company. I think that I'd like that. I'd like to see Was some sort of role somehow, not a big direct role, but just as a spiritual role of Apple. I'd like that.
Well, look, I disagree. Like, it's pretty simple. 1 click for this, 2 clicks for that, 3 clicks for this. It can't be much more straightforward than that.
No.
We're in we're meant to be in the age of technology. The 10's the newest phone. When you get the phone and it runs through on how to use it, if you're not doing the tutorial because you don't know, then how are you meant to know? Like if you would have done the tutorial with the phone, you would have found out that that's how it works. And
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, but so
and if he's
coming from old school where he wants, it's not as intuitive. Like that means you've got to read. He's from an area where you didn't have to read the manual. He made it so you didn't have to read the manual.
you don't have to.
You're
read the
saying
manual.
you now need to read. You now need to watch the tutorial.
Well, yeah, it's not like reading the
We
manual.
we didn't have to do that before.
Yeah, but it's fun and interactive. Like it is interactive.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not.
Sorry, guys, I disagree. But you know, I understand where you're coming from, but I disagree.
Yeah, I think. Look, I think that before, because I was listening to the podcast, right, and then there was a couple of times I wanted to fast forward, and I was getting the phone out, and I was, pushing the button to fast forward. Right, I can handle that. And then I thought there must be a way to do it on the little dials up here. So then, yes, I went and Googled how to do it.
Yep.
And then, so instead of looking at how to do it to start with, I waited till I had a problem. But there's a lot of functionality that I don't know about. I'm guessing the majority of people don't know about, because you're right, they don't spend the time initially to learn what it can do.
And also, Glenn, like all I've got for mine is double tap to pause it, right?
Yeah.
And that's on both of them because I listen with one at a time. I don't listen with both together normally. And you're clicking it by grabbing it between the fingers. Is that what you're doing? You're doing this, like grabbing it between the fingers?
Yeah,
I'll
just
I use one finger and just tap my ear. Just tap.
Right.
I don't have to grab stalk. I just double tap the earpiece, like tap. That's all it.
But you've got the buds, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got the
AirPods. I've got.
Yeah, I need to tap that thing.
Oh yeah, righto. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still in the old days with, pre pods.
I'm with
Sorry.
you. I've got the same thing.
And they work on the iPhone 3, do they?
I don't know. They work on the 6S. That's all I know. That's all I know about. But yeah, so so you just learn, like I still learn out. So I think, I should be able to do this with Siri. So I go Googling, and yes, I can. And then that's another thing I know how to do. But
yep. Siri more and more, even though we bag her sometimes, just she's there more and more.
And,
yes.
And YouTube. If you don't know how to do it, YouTube it.
Exactly. Oh, I've learned so much from YouTube.
Oh, me too.
Like I've learned how to. I sat down once. Those old rip pull mowers.
Yep.
I had the spring, the coil broke, or the cord broke. So I had to replace the rip pull, and then first attempt, I unscrewed everything. The coil went bang, and then it took me about 5 hours to get the coil because it kept banging, kept on springing out. It took me 5 hours to do it. But then next time I thought, surely the people at the mower shop don't spend 5 hours.
No, they got a special tool for it.
So I went to YouTube, dialed up how to change a rip pull cord thing. I had it done in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was simple. Everything's on YouTube. Everything. Everything.
Put a longer rope on. That's another trick too.
Yes, you could do that as well. Yes.
Because when you pull it, you're not hitting the end of it, so you don't break it as often. Just another one or two wraps around.
Yeah, I've got another mower anyway now.
Electric?
No, I want an electric one because where I am now, I've got to carry the mower down steps to mow. Yeah. And those mowers are heavy. I want an electric one. It's a bit lighter.
Make sure you turn it off when you're carrying it, won't you?
You can get those battery operated fly mows now. So you don't even need to run a cord. They've got the battery packs you can charge up and then click them in and take them out.
How powerful would they be, though?
They're absolutely garbage.
the trick with a fly mow, having had a couple of fly mows, is you have to mow more often. That's the important bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't take very long. You just mow once a week. Definitely makes a difference in the time. Over winter, of course, you could cut it down a little bit, but the idea is not to let it grow so that it's having to work hard. That's all.
Did they ever make a petrol-powered fly mow?
Not that I'm aware of.
I wonder.
Not off the top of my head, no.
That'd be cool.
Anyway,
Right. Anyway.
So, talking about advancing our technology, trackpad gestures. Here's the same thing, but for the computer, as opposed to double tapping your earpiece. Trackpad gestures. So if you swipe right to left with 2 fingers, that brings you over the notification center. If you swipe up with 3 fingers, that shows all open app windows that are running at the time. If you swipe up or down with 2 fingers, that will scroll the current page. If you swipe right or left with 3 fingers, it switches between the desktops. If you tap with 3 fingers, if you've got a word selected, say on a web page or whatever, and you tap with 3 fingers, it'll actually look up the meaning of the word.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah. That's on a trackpad, so on the MacBook.
Oh, right. That's all right.
So what about also keyboard shortcuts? Same thing as having to press the button 3 or 4 times, but whether you're using one button or 2, right? So if you've got the Shift, Command, and the T, this is amazing. Just got to remember Shift, Command, T. So it opens the last closed tab in Safari. Or if you close multiple tabs and went, oh, damn, it was like the 3rd one I wanted. So you just do Shift, Command, T multiple times, and it'll open all the ones you just closed. Or if you close a window, whole Safari window, and do Shift, Command, T, it'll reopen the window with all of those tabs open.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like shortcuts like that. That's good. That's I remember when I used to know all the shortcuts. There's so many these days.
There's so many, yes.
Remember, you can get the keyboard overlays with shortcuts.
Yeah.
It tells you what the shortcuts were. The word perfect or something, whatever it was back in the old days.
Yeah. They've still got a few of those for things like Final Cut Pro and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's all right. Yeah, I like shortcuts. They're good.
Now, also on YouTube, something that hasn't really hit Australia yet, the net neutrality issue that they have in the States. So they used, it's called the net neutrality Whopper video. It goes for 1 minute and 14 seconds, and it's going into a hamburger store and then trying to order a Whopper, and whether you want it now or whether you want it in 27 minutes, like what you're prepared to pay for it, and how fast you get the burger, or
that's right.
It's quite an interesting little video. Yeah.
If you don't understand what net neutrality is all about, just Google or YouTube. Yeah, what Michael just said.
Net neutrality Whopper video. It's very clever.
Yeah, pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Yeah. And it definitely explains it.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I've got a bit of self-promotion here. Our show notes link will be each week on the show, so you can pick them up really quick. Of course, it's just aussiemaxzone.com/ then the number of the show, which you'll see.
Is there a .au in there somewhere?
Did I not? Sorry, I put aussiemaxzone.com.au / then the episode number. So and name, I think.
There's a show notes link on the front page, I think.
Yeah. Yes, there is. Yep.
Yeah, that's probably easy.
Yeah. So Spotify, you just search for Aussie Max Zone in Spotify. Apple News, don't forget, just Aussie Max Zone in Apple News as well. Now, we'd just like to thank our listeners, our sponsors, this week being athwebhosting.com.au and aussietechradio.com, and, of course, our supporters, you, the listeners. So thank you very much. Thank you, Glenn, for popping in.
No problems. Thank you. Thank you, boys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Zarn.
You've been doing very well.
We're trying to improve, mate.
And remember, an apple a day keeps the androids away.
Love it.
And they won't blow up on you from Kogan. So
that's right. Thanks all the listeners.
Yeah.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Well, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
All right.